Well, hey, Motor Warriors. Do you know that one of the worst things about a 5,400 mile motorcycle trip is that you didn't get to ride your motorcycle? We had planned to ride out to Utah, northern Utah, where one of my sons got a job promotion and transferred to a few years back, and went out there on the bike before. And this time we were going to take the bikes, but it was in May, and my son said that Utah got hit with a real heavy snowfall, and he wasn't sure if all the roads would be clear, and that some of the paths, even on the interstate, can be closed, at some points. And so I decided, well, if anything, I'll rent a bike when I get out there. So ended up having to drive a car on a 5,400 mile motorcycle ride. That was kind of a bummer. And the roads turned out to be pretty clear. There was still a lot of snow here and there. Some of the states we went through had quite a bit of snow, and there was a lot of snow up in the mountains, but down in the elevations where the road, the interstates went through, that was all open. So even though it was kind of cold, had I known that the roads were going to be open, I'd have taken the car or taken the bike, because I love riding long rides on the bike. But I did get to ride my son's Raider, and that bike, I don't know if they make them anymore, but at the time, when Raider was real popular or whatever, it was considered the most powerful engine on a bike that was a street bike, and that thing will tear it up. So I do have some footage of me riding the bike, but I took it pretty easy because it wasn't my bike and I'm not familiar with it. Had the big fat tire that feels a little different when you ride it, but I'm sure you've ridden different bikes and they'll have a little different feel. If you've been riding any length of time, you'll know that different bikes handle a little bit different. But anyway, so I'm going to include some little clips here and there and some photos of places that we saw. I'll probably do a little series on this, because otherwise it'd be like, real long video. And I'm not that famous where somebody will sit and watch a 45-minute video. There's some people that do that, and I don't know if they retain everybody that full 45 minutes, but they get so many viewers that, they're making money off of it. But anyway, so I hope you enjoy this series that I'll be doing about my trip out west that was supposed to be a 5,400 mile trip on a bike that turned out to be a 5,400 mile trip in a car. But yeah, I even got to ride the car. I really wish I'd have had the bike, but got to ride the car out in the Bonneville Salt Flats, and I tried to use Rever to record the trip, and for some reason it didn't automatically resume. And the whole trip it had automatically resumed once I started moving again. And when we went out to the Bonneville Salt Flats and then out to Nevada, it didn't pick back up. So there's 400 miles on the map that's missing from the trip. But after that, went down to Yuma, Arizona, right on the border of Mexico and California, right in that little corner down there. And two of my brothers lived down there. You got to see my brothers, and just for my sister-in-law, because she's originally from Mexico. She came as a little girl with her dad, who was some business guy or whatever. That's a long story. That's a different thing. But anyway, so and then I got to see my nieces and my great nieces and nephews. That was pretty cool, So anyway, I'm not sure what all I'll put on this series, but I hope you enjoy it. And I really want to thank y'all for showing support for my channel. I really do appreciate it. There's, every time you watch my videos, there's other things you could be doing. And the fact that you're sitting there watching my videos, I respect your time, and I really appreciate when you do that. One of these days, I may stop at this little old country store and see if I can talk to the people that live there and own the old building. But anyway, Motor Warriors, enjoy.